Hey y'all, it's Josey. I want to share with you from my point of view, my story. This first stage of my journey, I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about shame. Shame is I am a mistake. And so it's this uncontrollable feeling of completely shutting down, feeling wrong. And this was the first stage of my journey. So just a little background, I moved out of high school, or after high school I moved down to Nashville. Didn't go to, I went to college for a little bit, but I hated it, so that. I joined on with some publishing companies. I joined on with some small little labels. And this was at the same time that I was coming out and trying to figure out what my sexuality was. I don't think anyone comes out and they're like, okay, I'm out. I think it's you come out and then your journey starts. It's like, okay, well, what now? I was trying to join the music business. There was just all these conflicting opinions and ideas of what I should do. And in that time, I was super vulnerable and basically like a sponge. So any advice that someone gave me, I became that. I was just whoever anyone wanted me to be. Like, I didn't have any gay role models to look up to. I didn't know very many LGBTQ people. I didn't grow up around it. It was always something that I told myself, okay, I'm gay, but I'm going to be an accepted version of that, which in hindsight is the problem itself, thinking that, I'm a mistake, but to you, I'm going to appear normal. With that, I did a lot of things that in the moment, it was all I knew. I decided to suppress my sexuality completely based off some opinions and advice from some music executives, and I basically internally became another person. And that's what shame does, it's such a deep wormhole that you fall down into. So I was ashamed of who I was, and I wanted to be someone else. And so that's what I did. I took on this gender expression of trying to be the most masculine thing I could. I was gonna do a music video with girls, and I was gonna write about girls, only because it was suggested and advised to me that in order to make it, I don't be myself. It's hard kind of wrapping your head around what it means to not be yourself. And I was okay with that. I was okay with saying, okay, I'm just going to suppress who I am in order to make it, whatever that means. And I took this advice, and I ended up changing my musical name to Nate Green and released music under this name. I can remember being in a conference room and talking about how we shouldn't be doing interviews because my gender expression would be too, quote unquote gay. When I would write, in my mind, I was writing about a guy, but I, of course, switched the pronoun to girl. I decided to do this, and this was the journey, and it was, looking back, one of the most miserable times of my life. Multiple nights of just crying and crying and crying, and I didn't really know what to do. It was what I thought you did. I didn't really know many successful LGBTQ musicians. Of course, there were out there, but, growing up in the South, the awareness is just still so much lower. What?
You're freaking out at night.
I know, because I get nervous. Get away from me. So, during this time when I had changed my name and was basically going through an identity crisis within myself, as a gay man, that is one of the first stages of coming out, is being in denial. And everyone around me was suggesting that I change that to be successful, so I was doing it. I was just whoever anyone wanted me to be. And I remember there was a big point kind of in my mind when I was in Nashville, when I walked out to my car one day and the word faggot was keyed into the side of my car. And the first thing I thought was, I wasn't mad, I wasn't angry, I just read it and I was saying, okay, that's true. That's who I am. I'm ashamed of who I am. This is correct. I can't hide it anymore. Everyone knows this, and I'm just so ashamed. In that kind of low moment, I realized that, okay, I cannot continue this any longer. So I chose to leave music, leave Nashville. I chose to never write again. I didn't want to sing. I just didn't want to be who I was. So I just wanted to run from it. The reason that I am wanting to be vulnerable in this and share my journey, my point of view, my perspective, everything that I went through. To me, if one person's life is changed by what I went through, then this whole process of doing this docuseries is worth it. If anyone is wanting to start their journey, if anyone is feeling shame, if you're wanting to learn what shame is and kind of understand yourself a little more and become your most authentic self, I want you to get the book The Velvet Rage. And I read this book, it completely changed my life. It nails it 100%. One of the most driving factors of a gay man is avoiding shame. And again, all of this is just my personal journey. So if anyone is looking to start that process, that book is amazing. Bye.